Welcome everyone. Welcome to this week's healing meditation. This is for the week beginning Monday the 4th of July, and we are moving through a very special week this week, and so I'm pleased to return to you once more doing these weekly healing meditations as I took a hiatus for a few weeks as I fully recovered from the flu and from my asthma, and allowed myself to actually fully integrate an energy upgrade that was coming through these past 3 months. So I'm pleased to be back and pleased to be connecting with you all again. So this week's message that came through, it was a combined message, and this has been happening more and more, combined message from the Keepers of the Keys with the Council of Light. And so for those of you who are not familiar with the Keepers of the Keys, they are a group of 12 healing angels, or the libraries of light, that I am connected with and I channel. And if you may recall, the Akashic Records are one of these libraries. Now, the Council of Light, of course, is multifaceted, and each person has a connection to their own Council of Light. So we have both a personal and a planetary Council of Light. The Council of Light that I'm connected with is a personal one, but there is they tell me an 89% crossover with the planetary Council of Light. So take from that what you will, but I just thought I'd explain that this is a difference that's been coming through since we last did these healing meditations. So in terms of the message that came through from them in their collective message, it was all about the light of Christ consciousness coming through this week. And I know many of you may be aware of the Sirius Stargate that has been occurring from Sunday the 3rd to today, Thursday the 7th of July. And that's where the sun, our sun, is in alignment with the star Sirius. Now, while there has been a lot of talk about the consciousness or the light that has been coming through because of that, what they have told me, and in terms of what I've connected with this week, that's just been a part of the energy that has been coming through this week, and has been certainly a contributor to the light of Christ consciousness that has been coming through, but it's not the whole picture. So what I've been connecting with this week and what they've been bringing through to me is more of a broader spectrum of light, and not just that from Sirius. And I have to say, I'm personally connected with Sirius. I have a soul lineage that runs through Sirius. So while I have that connection, for me this week, it's been more a broader spectrum of light that's been coming through, and they are speaking more of that broader spectrum light. It's just the light of Christ consciousness overall. And in bringing that light through, they spoke of that coming into our bodies. And they also spoke about allowing that to come to the temple of our hearts. Now, the crystal that came through was Malachite. So it's this piece of malachite that I have, a malachite freeform. And malachite is a really special crystal or mineral, if you will. And it is connected to the emerald ray of light. And the message did speak about allowing the emerald ray of light to come through and to connect with it, to allow us to open our hearts. And so it depends on where you are in your healing and spiritual journey, depends on how open you are in your heart. You know, we all hold grief and sadness and heartbreak in our hearts. And this can be what either restricts our hearts, diminishes it in some way. We may feel unsafe, so we protect it and block it or defend against it, or it's this pain that we have stored in our bodies that we are unable to move through a process that kind of restricts the heart. And so if you can think of it in a way like the clouds covering the sun, it's the pain that covers the heart, and that can pass it can, we experience all sorts of things through life. Life will give us, difficult circumstances for us to move through, but it's about our capacities to move through these emotions rather than to stay stuck in them and store them into our bodies, which is what can restrict the heart, what can restrict the body and the energy flow. So there was a discussion of allowing the emerald ray to help us to open some of that, and everyone's going to be at a different place in how ready they are for that. Some of you may already have moved through that, but I can tell you that even for myself, when I meditated with Malachite this week, it was a really strong meditation. And I'll explain a little bit more about this piece, and I'll explain about what came through, just to give an idea of the energy that's coming through this week. Malachite, it's certainly connected to Archangel Raphael, because Archangel Raphael is of course connected with the emerald ray of light. Malachite's a profoundly healing stone, and it is also connected to the energy of Gaia. So you can understand that with the green energy, that beautiful green that, we're both blue, the planet's both blue and green. So we have that connection to the Gaia consciousness. And if you can think of and realize that the planet is the body of Gaia, the body of the Divine Mother, and it has a similar consciousness to our bodies. So our body is like a divine feminine consciousness that is, there's a parallel with the earth. So when we have this connection with Gaia consciousness and this connection to our bodies, and how our bodies are certainly they can be our avatars, but they are more than that. They house our spirit. So it is, yes, they're our temples. And, in terms of what the meditation that came through with Malachite this week, for myself personally, was very somatic, very in the body. I don't think I've ever felt or experienced in my body as much as I did in that meditation, and that's saying something, because I've had a lifetime pattern of disconnecting from my body, which is something that I have been working to heal, as some of you may be aware. And I think I've come a long way from where I was, and it's not to say that there isn't more to do and there's not more to move through. That was just a really interesting experience. So we don't know if that's what's going to come through in the meditation today with you all, but I thought I'd just explain that. And if that's the case, that it's a very somatic experience, because they did speak about opening our bodies to the light and allowing all the cells in our body to receive this light. And it depends on our bodies where we're up to in our spiritual journeys in terms of how much light we can receive. And so because of this, where it depends on how much we're still holding in our bodies, how much we have to release, how much we can open, is going to be dependent on what you're going to be able to receive. And that was their message. So this is a powerful time, therefore, to be connecting with Christ consciousness. It is, of course, the consciousness of love. And in connecting to the Christed light, that is the golden ray of light. So it'll be interesting to see what comes through in this meditation. So I just want to say this piece is not for sale. It is a temple piece, and in other words, it contributes to the energy of the temple of Blue Volcano, but also comes on grids with people in terms of their sessions. What I do have is quite a number of these Malachite palm stones, and each one is very individual. They have, even from front to back, a very distinctly different and unique pattern, and you can see that distinct malachite swirl. These palm stones are $60 Australian plus postage, but I also have a couple pieces of fibrous malachite, or velvet malachite is another phrase. So that's, it's very different, certainly in texture, to the polished malachite. Has a different energy, but still brings in that Gaia consciousness, that healing energy, but just certainly has a different aesthetic to the other form of malachite, but still very powerful to connect with. But if you are curious, I can do a crystal reading for you to let you know what form of malachite is coming through. I also have tumble stones, so if you're wanting something a bit more affordable, I have some malachite tumble stones for you too. So what we'll do is we'll begin the meditation, and I'll call in the keepers of the keys. Welcome, dear ones. We are pleased also to connect with you once more. We've been looking forward to this reconnection and wish to remind you all that you do not need to wait for Vicky to facilitate this connection with us. You may ask to connect with us at any time. When you read our messages, you may connect with us. When you redo any of these meditations, you may connect with us also. So be open to, well, we're certainly open to that invitation. We will hope that you are open to that invitation in return and in kind. So let us begin in this meditation. As we're pleased to connect with the higher selves of all people participating in this meditation in the eternal moment of now. And as we connect with your divine collectives, all of divine love and divine light, as we gather a symphony of light with Aria, Vicky's divine collective, and Oriah, her higher self, together with the councils of light, the archangels and the angelic realms, Melchizedek and the order of Melchizedek, and the Christed beings of light. Father, Mother, God, as we connect into the great central source, the great central sun, the great white rose, we bring through a pillar of light to you and through the temple of Blue Volcano, allowing it to move through your bodies, and through your energy fields, allowing it to flow down, connecting to Gaia, into the crystalline grids, through the lower chakras and into the heart of Gaia. And as this pillar of light flows back up in an ever-continuing circulation of light, it fills your bodies and it fills your energy fields, moving to the outer edges, through the upper chakras as well as the lower ones, forming a sacred vessel, container for this energy session, this energy meditation here today. And so we connect with the divine consciousness of Malachite, and send it to you and through you, surrounding and enveloping you, and filling you up from the inside out, filling your bodies and your energy fields, going where it needs to go, in your best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all concerned. As Archangel Raphael comes through and brings through the emerald ray of light, and connects it into the temple of your heart. As we enter within to the outer chamber of the temple of your heart, and fills it with the emerald ray of light, the emerald ray of healing. Moving through, bringing healing to all that you have held within your heart centers, within your bodies, particularly as it connects to your neck, shoulders, chest, lungs, and upper back. As this light and this energy now moves into your bodies, connecting with the Gaia consciousness through your cells, bringing healing to every cell in your body. Bringing you into your bodies, into the lower half of your bodies, bringing the energy down. To be present with your bodies, connected to your bodies, repairing the two-way communication between brain and body, body and brain. Opening through your gut brain, through your digestive system, bringing healing to your physical apparatus, knowing that every cell contains your multidimensional DNA, and therefore contains your Akashic Records and your divine blueprint. So in opening your cells and opening your body, you're open to all the possibilities that lie within. All the codes and information you are seeking for is already within you. For the wisdom that is coursing through your veins, waiting to be unlocked, activated, and remembered. And as we do so, we support your bodies to open to the Christed light, the light of Christ consciousness, and flowing in to your heart and into your bodies, this Christed light, to receive as much as you're ready to receive, as much as your bodies are open to receive in your best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all concerned. Allow this to flow wherever it needs to flow, to connect with your multidimensional DNA, your Akashic Records, your divine blueprint, and all the highest potentials for your healing and for your spiritual journey here upon this earth plane. And we send you blessings of the Christed consciousness, of the Christed beings of light, of the Council of Light. Allow this to settle and move through you. To move through your bodies. Honor and respect your bodies. As you walk in the light. And so it is. How are you all going, dear ones? Take care of your bodies after this. It was a somatic experience as well as an energetic one. Drink lots of water. Your body may wish to detox after this, so you may go to the bathroom more frequently. All that's within the normal realms of this healing as well as energy activation. To support your bodies, you may want to bath with sea salt or with oils, a self-massage, or even a massage if you can get one from a loved one or from a professional. Maybe connect with frankincense or your favorite oil. Anything that will support your body. You may be moving your body, being in nature. And I know this is difficult this week if you're on the east coast of Australia, as I am with the flooding. If you have malachite, you may connect with malachite. You're certainly connecting with malachite through the meditation, so even if you do not have malachite, you can do it in that way. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to message or email me. And I wish you a blessed week. I am grateful to be back doing these meditations where I can support people in this way. And so, blessed be upon this journey. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your healing and spiritual journey. Much love.